So this is getting ahead of the business of right now and looking into who we become in the future. So I want to give you something that's practical today. It's a 3-word practice that is changing how I show up for myself, for my family, and for the work that I do. And by the end of these 5 minutes, I can assure you that you'll have what you need to start this practice yourself. Before we dive into the practice, clarity is not a prerequisite for action. I need to say that again, class. Clarity isn't a prerequisite for action. Action is just how clarity ends up coming. So we do have to do in order to get to the place that we're trying to get to. But that's what I want to walk you through. This concept comes from a global researcher that I've been studying who studies high performers. And the idea is simple. You pick 3 words that you want to live into, not live by, but live into, not goals, not values on a poster. 3 words that describe who you're becoming when you're at your absolute best. So once you pick these 3 words, these are the things that you then carry with you on a daily basis. So my first word personally that I landed on was flow. Now, yes, am I a recovering white collar person? Indeed. Did I go through the typical leadership rubric template? Indeed. But you all, I've always flowed. And when I'm flowing, I'm at my best. But in a more technical sense, flow is about removing the friction between what I know I need to be doing and actually doing the ish that I know I'm supposed to be doing. All right, my second word, not to belabor, my second word is faithfulness. All right, that's about being someone that the people in my life can count on, especially when times are tough and things are inconvenient. When I'm journaling at night and I'm thinking about how I did today, I'm saying, how did you flow today? How did you show that you were faithful? Whether it was faithful to family, whether it was faithful to an idea, whether it was faithful to your passions, how were you faithful? How did you show faithfulness today? The interesting thing about this third word, though, is that I don't have it yet. All right. So I made the choice that I'm going to stop forcing it. The acceptance that that third word will reveal itself at some point is a part of my particular work. Doesn't have to be yours, but that's just my particular work. So if I'm really believing what I'm saying here, is that clarity comes through action. If I'm believing that, then I can't pretend that I need to have all 3 of these words before I get started. Think about the last time that you took a moment to really get ahead of the business of right now. Start to think about the business to come. For you, just for you. Because if exposure decides expansion, then your 3 words are probably sitting somewhere in your underexposure. And the word that you can't name yet is waiting on the other side of an experience that you haven't had, a conversation you haven't started, a room that you just haven't walked into. So my missing third word isn't missing because I'm not trying. That ain't gonna be the case for me, fam. It's missing because I haven't yet exposed myself to whatever will reveal it. I'm not going to force it. And I know that that is something that I need to make sure that I do. That's a part of my journey, to not force it. But the doing will definitely surface it. And for me, that's the rebrand. It's not the fresh new picture on LinkedIn. It's not a bright new logo. It's not putting lipstick on a pig. The rebrand is allowing those words to surface, because those words are the words that I have to think about on a daily, everyday basis. I have to reflect on those words. I don't know if I alluded to this earlier, but for me, journaling has always been a bit of a challenge. But when I can ask myself very, very easy questions, I journal better. How did you show faithfulness today? How did you flow today? How were you faithful to an idea? How were you faithful to a virtue or a value that you believe in, like courage, like risk taking, right? Whatever you have is enough to start. You'll get to 3 soon enough, especially as you've earned it by doing. The whole goal of this thing is to be moving and to do. So this is the work that we do at Identity Capital. We help leaders reconnect with what they were already reaching for and give them a method for becoming a version of themselves that the little them was already after. And if that's the work that you want to do, the Identity Unframed newsletter is in the description. Please connect with us there. That's where you'll meet more of the leaders that I'm learning from on this 500 conversation journey. Start with 2 words if you have to. Come on, people, I need those 2 words. But if you got 3 in you and that's your process, let's rock out. Some people are crazy good in terms of knowing themselves and knowing their 3 words. So when you do this reflective practice, if you got the 3, you need them there. You can always feel free to drop them in the comments. I love to hear your motivation. But regardless, the only way that these words show up is if we decide to actually move. Okay, that's it for this week. You know, you'll see me on Thursday. That's my favorite day of the week. And again, as I'm talking to these leaders, you all, I'm just sharing this information because maybe there's something, maybe there's a breadcrumb, maybe there's a piece of information that brightens up your day, gives you a little bit of energy, gives you a little bit of fuel, maybe just re-sparks that passion. But that's what the main thing that we want to do when it comes to this channel with Identity Unframed. Anyway, you all, thank you so much for the time. Talk soon.